All 30 teams reinvented for more strength, more speed, more belief.
In this jersey, I pledge to play for the logo on the front, not the name on the back.
What do you pledge? Visit shop.nhl.com for your jersey.
In the National Football League, one thing is certain. Expect the unexpected.
Bounces off his retaining receiver. Caught for the touchdown.
Andrea Kramer back at the Meadowlands. Now, if you're wondering about the wind, it's up to 26 miles per hour, and the only constant is that it's completely unpredictable. It swirls around. In fact, at one point it's going one direction, and then suddenly it gusts the other way. Now, on the Redskins' first field goal attempt, the 50-yarder, it was behind the kicker's back, but as we just saw, it just blows the other way.
And it makes your eyes water, Andrea, as Manning rolls and throws, and the pass is incomplete. And John, we talked about it through the years, in a circular stadium like this, when somebody tells you there's a prevailing wind, they know nothing. It's like a bad analyst telling you what stocks to pick in the market. They don't know what they're talking about. There is no such thing. Take a look at this.
I've done so many games here, and you think that they're going with the wind. I would say right now that the Giants are going with the wind, but we just saw in that last kick that they weren't. And as you say, you never know. I mean, it is, swirling or whatever, wind shear, whatever you call it. I think it just changes all the time. And that's why it's so hard to play here. We talked about that earlier, that the Giants, have a better record on the road than they do at home. This is a hard place to play.
And the Giants here, 3-3 here. I mean, it's hard for the Giants. And all you need to know about the wind tonight is you look at Greg Williams, who runs the defense. Sweezum kicked that 50-yarder to the north. The last punt you saw, which rolled all the way inside the Giant 5, was the other way.
And we just saw Greg Williams there, and this is usually a blitz situation for him. But he looks like he's pulling off. He doesn't look like he's coming.
3rd and 9. Manning to the outside, and that would have been a first down. And then Moss gives up the yardage. Sonoris Moss, Santana's brother, had enough for the first down and then tried to get some more. And now they're going to mark the ball almost.
It's a very interesting spot. It's going to be a little short, but if he just stays right where he catches it, or even turns to the outside and do anything but go backward. See, he's first contacted there. That will not, nor should it be, a first down.
Well, they gave him a pretty good spot, but I think it's going to be a little short of the first down. So he has the first, then he gives it up, and then Lee Torrance comes in and tackles him.
And I think they gave him a better spot than he deserved.
Much better, but they're still not going to get the first down. And now the Giants are forced to kick again. So Sonoris Moss, who played as his brother did at Miami, was drafted in the 2nd round last year, hasn't played that much because he was hurt, and he will draw the ire of Tom Coughlin.
Well, and Eli Manning too. Eli Manning's having a tough night, and this is a tough situation for him, but he's not getting a lot of help. You think of the drop passes, you think of Moss having a first down and giving it back. That's putting extra pressure on this guy that really doesn't need it right now.
Clearly a case on 3rd down. You have to know where you are on the field, where you have to go for the first down. He makes the catch. I guess on a night like tonight, you're just happy to catch the ball. Fiegel's kick is a liner. It's not a work of art, but it's going to be pretty effective. A flag is down back at the 14-yard line. The ball skips out of bounds at the Washington 39. for the moment, a 48-yard kick, but the initial call is for an ineligible man downfield.
You know what I learned once?
Ineligible man downfield, number 51 of the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
The toughest weather to concentrate in is wind.
Yep.
I mean, that's you know, it's school, it's the officials, it's playing, it's everything.
And wind and it's cold. So I mean, the game. Remember, the game started with the ball rolling off the tee twice. Then Burris had to adjust. Then you had this. That's a common sight.
Yeah, you're trying to keep your pictures straight, keep them in order, and you can't even keep them in your hands.
Got to hold on to your game plan.
Did you see the snap on that punt? I mean, it's not only the punt, but it's the snap to the punter from the center.
Fiegel, this time the kick is in the same direction and will go out of bounds close to midfield. They will spot the ball at the 50-yard line. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Coors Light Cold Activated Bottle. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is cold. By Charlie Wilson's War, which starts Friday. By Citizen Echo Drive, unstoppable, just like the people who wear it. And by Toyota. Watch Toyota's line of scrimmage Sunday nights on NBC. Times Square, traffic moving very smoothly tonight. That's a play from the Giants that winds up all the way over on the Washington sideline.
Right, what it is, it's one of those, you know, they used to call them Polaroids, but it's the picture, you know, just before the snap. So the Redskins would have had the same thing.
From the 50-yard line, play fake. Collins buying time. Collins going deep, and then the pass is incomplete, intended for Moss, who had beaten the coverage and then had to turn around, made the adjustment, but couldn't hold on. And Santana looking as if to say, that one's on me.
Yeah, we were talking about the Giants having 2 rookie safeties and the Redskins trying to take advantage of it. There, they took advantage of it, and they didn't get the touchdown. This is what they're trying to do, you know, is get in the middle of the field, get that post pattern in the middle of the field, and you see Santana Moss got behind both safeties.
2nd down and 10. Remember, Collins had started 0 for his first 8, and Portis gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage. And his first completion was a deep pass, so he's been very ineffective on the short passes, but he's had a couple of long completions, and that one was almost caught by Moss. So combined tonight, the 2 quarterbacks, 7 out of 30.
You know what his problem on the short passes is when you throw a short pass, you have a short drop, and the Giant defense is getting too much penetration on it.
Coughlin telling the crowd to get into it. 3rd down and 9. Out of the shotgun. Collins again, he's going to go deep, and that's caught by Moss. The coverage was very good by Dockery, and so Moss atones for dropping that last one, and then with Dockery right there with good coverage, a 34-yard completion.
You're right on that. I mean, the thing that Dockery should have done, though, is he should have bumped him on the line of scrimmage. You have to throw the timing off a little. You have to bump him. You have to reroute him, but he didn't. Dockery was in good position, but he looked the other way, and Santana Moss came up with a big catch.
Down to the 15-yard line now. Portis working in behind Sellers. Gains a couple. 2nd down and 8, under 4 minutes to play now in the opening half. Washington on top on 2 squeeze-em field goals, 6-0.
That's what Al Saunders, the offensive coordinator, was telling us last night, that you know, he's trying to get a matchup, and he's trying to get a big play to Santana Moss. That, you know, he was going to be the first guy that he was trying to get his big plays from, and the second guy was his tight end, Chris Cooley.
Moss split to the right. Fake to Portis. Time for Collins. He throws and knocked down in the end zone. He was going for Moss again, and that time Sam Madison, a long-time corner, 11th year in the league, first 8 of them in Miami, breaks it up.
Hey, one thing, Todd Collins has pretty good protection here. You see what Clinton Portis did there on the left side? I was talking about him being a good blocker. If you watch that one, that is the definition of a good pass protector. It's just tough to throw. It's just tough to throw into this. It's tough to throw anywhere, not only this end zone. That block by Clinton Portis was one that you want to take home with you.
3rd and 9. Liddell Betts is in the backfield. And they're going to give it to Betts on a delay, and Betts will ram his way into the end zone. Liddell Betts on his first carry of the night. The backup to Portis comes in on 3rd down, normally stays in the block. On the delay, goes through the middle and then rams over the Giants, going 14 yards for the touchdown.
You know, you have to stop that play when they're in a shotgun. That's the only thing they can do. They're either going to throw the ball or they're going to run a draw, and you have to play that draw first. There's only one run they have. It's 3rd and long. Everyone forgets about it because it's shotgun, and they run the draw in for a touchdown.
That's his first rushing touchdown of the season on his 71st carry of the year. Squeeze him for the extra point, and with 3:07 to go in the half, the Washington Redskins, fighting for their playoff lives, lead the Giants 13-7.
Watch Casey Robach here, the center. He starts on a double, then he comes on Antonio Pierce and gets the good block there. That block really opened the hole or freed Betts to the end zone. I thought, you see, Antonio Pierce reads it. It's not that he dropped out. I thought at first that he dropped out in coverage. He reads it and he steps up and he just gets blocked. Todd Collins does a good job of ball handling. He comes back and he pump fakes it, then he gives the ball to Betts.
And then he rams over the 2 rookie safeties, Dahl and Johnson, and then Ross, the other rookie, is there, but they were no match for that man as Betts goes into the end zone.
Tell you one thing, in this weather, I still think when you get in shotgun and you only have one back there, you better defend on 3rd and long. You better defend draw.
And for people who don't follow it that closely, you see the 21, the black 21, memorializing Sean Taylor, worn obviously for the rest of the season by all of the Washington Redskins, and then some of the other teams in the league, including the Giants, also honoring the memory of Taylor. Kickoff from the 30-yard line, held by Macklin. It's sent to the goal line. Good pick. Bradshaw. Past the 20. Bradshaw takes it up to the 28-yard line. Tonight's aerial coverage being brought to you by Gillette Clinical Strength. As you look at the Empire State Building and the GE Building, about 15 blocks north of that, Manhattan. Looking out toward the west, out over the Hudson River, and the lights of the Meadowlands in the distance there. That's where we are for Sunday Night Football.
I think somewhere here, again, the Giants offensively can't get frustrated, but they have to get Plexico Burress involved. I mean, he's their big play guy. And if they're going to get a big play, like the Redskins just got with Santana Moss, it's going to be Plexico Burress.
He scored 1 pass for 5 yards, and now he goes to Shockey, and Shockey makes the grab up at the 43-yard line. So Jeremy Shockey makes his 2nd catch of the night. Campbell and Dowdy on the coverage, and the Giants will go no huddle.
And they're pretty good at this too. I mean, it's not a thing like his brother does at Indianapolis. The no huddle all the time, but it's just used as a change of pace, and it's been pretty good for him.
Draw play. Jacobs is going to bang his way across the 50, gets into Redskin territory. Gain of 8. They're spotted at the 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a long 1 or a short 2.
You know, that's tough running for a back when you're in shotgun. You only have the one play, and that's the draw. But if they're playing pass and they're in pass defense, as it's just shown here, it can be pretty effective.
From the shotgun, fake inside give, under pressure now, and then the pass is incomplete because you had Reed Dowdy coming on a corner blitz, and he got into Manning's face, and that makes it 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and that was something Eli Manning just had to get rid of the ball because Dowdy was coming free. They didn't have a blocker on that side.
It also takes us to the 2-minute warning.
Hockey Fights Cancer has raised more than $9 million for cancer care, research, and awareness. Don't give up. Join our hockey family in the fight against cancer. Log on to NHL.com and join the fight. Don't give up.
Coming up on the NFL Halftime Report of Sunday Night Football, the fastest 3 minutes in football from today's Week 15 action. Also, all your fantasy leaders and first half highlights. For now, let's get back out to Giants Stadium.
To the half, big third down play here, 3rd and 1. And Manning off the play fake is going to go deep for Burris. And the pass is incomplete because he got popped by LaRon Landry, and then a flag comes in at the end of the play.
And it's going to be taunting on Landry.
Oh, man.
Last week they got him for a late hit. Here he makes a heck of a play, but you don't have to do that. I mean, you can say he's a rookie. I mean, those are things that drive coaches crazy. He makes a great play. He's deep. He's 25 yards deep in the middle of the field, comes all the way over, makes a big play, then taunts.
#1 draft choice out of LSU makes a tremendous play on a 3rd and 1. What a play call that was here. And then he cost him a first down.
Look how deep he is. He's back there 25 yards, and he's 25 yards so that he can make that play. And it's a great play. That's exactly why you put him there.
Oof.
That's exactly what you want him to do. But you don't want him to do what he does at the end. I mean, that is perfect. I mean, Plexico Burress has that ball in his hands. He gets over there in a timely fashion. Right there, boom, he knocks it out of there. Now enough, just go back to the huddle. It's all you have to do.
The Giants would have had some decision to make on 4th and 1. Instead, he gives them a first down. The ball is now at the 33-yard line with 1:51 to the half. So a huge break for the Giants, who try to capitalize here. Have all of their timeouts. Manning backing up, steps up, now throws, caught Burris. This time he beats Fred Smoot on an out pattern, and that'll be a first down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's what they had to do, is get Plexico Burress involved. They did. They got the penalty there. And then what the Redskins are doing in their nickel defense, they're taking the inside stuff away. You know, feeling that, you know, you can't throw outside into the wind. That is the area that they're giving them, and that's the area that Plexico Burress just took on that last play.
Shotgun again from the 21-yard line. 6 men along the front for Washington. They want to draw with Jacobs. Jacobs gets taken down by London Fletcher. Their big free agent pickup in the offseason. Haven't called his name too much tonight, though he is their leading tackler. 2nd and 6.
You see what Jacobs did to Fred Smoot?
Yeah, well,
Fred Smoot came up to tackle him, and he knocked him back the other way. In fact, I think he knocked him out.
Yeah, there's the result right there. Fred Smoot. When Jacobs hits, remember, Jacobs is 6'4" and 264. He's a linebacker.
Right, and he comes in there, and Fred Smoot just has to get a little lower. I mean, one thing, if you're going to hit Jacobs, you better get him below his knees. I mean, it's hard to get up there in his upper body, and then that shoulder area, you are going to get knocked out. Fred Smoot just learned that, but, you know, he put himself in position to make that play, and I think he'll learn the next time is, you know, when you're your size and he's his size, you better go below his knees.
So he comes out. He has to come out for at least to play. David Macklin will come in to take his spot, and it will be 2nd down and 6. There's Macklin.
I think he's going to have to come out for more than a play.
Yeah, well, he was actually back in the locker room against Chicago and was throwing up, was smooth, and then came back in and played great at the end of the game. 2nd down and 6 from the 17-yard line. 4-man rush. Manning throws and throws into a bunch of white shirts. Jacobs was the intended receiver. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I don't think you throw inside. I think you throw outside. You have Fred Smoot out of there, and I think you go to work on that side.
Manning has now had 15 passes deflected at the line of scrimmage this season, most in the league. There's Smoot trying to come to his senses.
Well, no one likes it when he goes backwards or when he throws off his back foot, and when you step up and you get too close to the line of scrimmage and you do get him kicked.
3rd down and 6. Rush 4, 7 in coverage. Manning throws, and that pass is knocked down. Intended for Amani Toomer, and that's Sean Springs with the coverage, and the Giants will send in the field goal unit.
Yeah, they had 2 crosses. They had Toomer coming on the short cross, and Plexico Burris, you see, is deep. You see, he has that thing layered there. Again, this Redskin defense is playing tough on all the inside stuff. They're taking away all that stuff. They're sitting and waiting for it. Again, I think you work the outs and the comebacks.
35-yard attempt for Lawrence Tynes. And that kick is perfect toward the south end. So they do capitalize to the extent they get 3 points after the Landry taunting foul. And they shave the lead to 10 at 13-3. Also the game tonight, Collins making his first start in 10 seasons. His last start at Buffalo, that's the way the game started. The ball being blown off the tee twice. Neither quarterback is putting up any numbers to write home about, though Collins has thrown deep effectively, and that's been a good part of the difference. Everybody having trouble holding on to the ball. 6 drop passes and 1 turnover, and here was the play on what would have made a 4th and 1 situation for the Giants, and a critical choice by Coughlin. A moot point there because of the taunting by Landry, and instead they're able to keep the ball and get into field goal range. What a dumb play, I think, is what lip readers might say about that.
Dumb plays age coaches.
And Joe is already 67, the oldest coach in the league. He doesn't need any more dumb plays.
He's 73 right now after that one. So, and that's just coming off a week where Landry made a dumb play last week. But he's a good player.
Yeah. Cartwright from the 6-yard line. They'll bring it back up to the 29-yard line with 69 seconds to play. The Redskins have all of their timeouts. And that is Vernon Fox, who is slow in getting back to the Washington bench, one of their special teams guys, and a backup safety.
You know, one thing I'm sure that Al Saunders, you know, feels good about is with Todd Collins in this situation, he's not going to do anything stupid. You know, that, I mean, he can make a call, maybe try and get the ball deep to Santana Moss again, maybe try and get it deeper to Cooley, but if it's not there, he's just going to throw it away. In this situation, there's no way Todd Collins is going to force the ball.
Collins coming to Washington, and part of the reason would be the fact that Al Saunders, you know, came over after Dick Vermeil retired, and Al was brought in to run the offense. Collins beating out Mark Brunell for the number 2 job. Brunell is now number 2 with Jason Campbell injured, but Collins is the man right now with 105 yards through the air tonight on 4 of 16. And again, they're going to run a delay with Portis finding a huge hole through the middle across the 50-yard line, and finally slung down with a flag and probably a face mask by Sam Madison. So he gets the ball to the 41-yard line, and more to come after the penalty.
I tell you, that's the 2nd or 3rd time in this game that the Redskins have fooled the Giants on a draw play. You know, Betts earlier for a touchdown, and here with Clinton Portis and his quickness and speed. I mean, he just pops that thing in there.
31 yards plus the penalty coming.
Watch Todd Collins. That's that same draw where you fake the 3-step slant pass and then you come back and hand it on the draw. The Redskins have run that play for years. In fact, I think it's probably an old Don Coryell play.
Well, you know, he put his hand on the mask and then he got it off, but they're still not calling it the garden variety. That was a 15-yard personal foul to the 26-yard line. Portis, who is offset in the backfield, spinning, does a spinorama for a gain of 8. Takes the ball to the 18-yard line. And the clock ticking down again. Washington with all of its timeouts.
See, it's that same ball handling. It's that slant again. He's going to come up, 3-step drop, fake the slant. That's to get that outside linebacker so that he doesn't close on it. Clinton Portis makes a heck of a spin move.
Second down and 2. Clock down to a half minute. They're going to run it again. They keep going to the well. Portis to the outside. First down inside the 10, setting up first and goal. And they're going to take a timeout. You know, I think they were a little ill-advised not taking an earlier timeout. You've put yourself in a position now where you only have 21 seconds. Yes, that is plenty of time. But on the other hand, you might wind up leaving a timeout on the wall.
I think the thing that, you know, they want to do is you know, see what they're going to get on the draw, and then when they run it and they get a first down, now they're like, I wish I had some more time. But I think now they probably put themselves in a position that they have to throw it. I mean, you know, I think I mean, to get you 3 plays in, you're going to have to throw the ball. And if you're going to throw it, to me, the best down to throw it on is first down.
Well, you definitely want to get your 3 plays in, and then if you don't make it in the 3, you still have to leave yourself enough time for the field goal. "21 seconds, 2 timeouts remaining. First and goal from the 8-yard line.
The first down, the defense will tend to play run more than pass.
Cooley in motion. Betts is the running back. Collins surveys, and then that pass is incomplete. Santana Moss, as he's prone to do frequently, looks around and wants a flag and doesn't get one. Second down.
I think when it's first down and you're on the 10-yard line and you're going to throw, though, I think you throw it 10 yards into the end zone. I don't know that you throw it on that short cross once you're inside the 10-yard line.
Second and 10. That's Osi Umenyiora with 12 sacks. He had 6 of them in a Sunday night game against Philadelphia, but quiet tonight. They've done a pretty good job on him.
He's playing against Chris Samuels, who's one of the better tackles in the league.
And then Collins is falling down as he backpedals, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Cooley. And now you've got 11 seconds, and Umenyiora put the pressure on, but Collins causing that one himself, and it's 3rd and goal.
Well, he had to, because he looks to the left, and Umenyiora is unblocked. What Samuels blocks down, he blocks the blitzer. No one blocks Umenyiora, so Collins just has to get rid of the ball.
3rd and goal from the 8. They can run anything here in the sense that they do have the timeout to stop the clock, even if they wanted to keep it on the ground with an inside give out of the shotgun.
Well, they're either going to run that or throw it into the end zone.
And Collins is going to get taken down at the 10. They have to take their timeout, and they do. But again, they left themselves with only 21 seconds, ran those 3 plays, and instead of getting into the end zone, they'll have to settle for a squeeze-em field goal attempt with 4 seconds to play in the half.
Yeah, I think they got in position there that they really didn't feel that they could run. And the best play was that first down pass. But then when they didn't get that, then they didn't have enough time. But maybe, as you say, if they had more time, then they could have just run the ball 3 times, which they were doing well.
Redskins, take a look at this. Over the last 2 seasons, they've lost 10 games, 5 this year, 5 last, with a halftime lead, including that game against the Giants in Washington in September when they had a 14-point lead at the half. Sweezum will now try to give them a 13-point lead on a 28-yard field goal attempt toward the south end. Frost to hold. And that kick Oh, boy. Again, it's that screwball. It looks like it's going to hit the upright. It bends back inside the upright just barely. And the crowd, despite a 9-4 record and 9 wins and 11 losses, boos the Giants off the field.
So the Washington Redskins have a nice comfortable lead over the Giants at halftime of Sunday Night Football. When we come back, the NFL Halftime Report.
And only 10 completed passes in the game because of the conditions. 10 out of 39 collectively for the two quarterbacks.
Right, and the Giants in every area, both offense and defense, had that problem with inconsistency again in this first half.
Cartwright from the 20 brings the kick back to the 39, and you saw the umpire fire the flag in. So we start with a penalty here. Pete Moreeeee is the ref.
Personal foul, illegal low block, number 44, the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's going to give the Redskins the ball in Giant territory, as they'll march that one all the way down to the 46-yard line.
Right, and that's a play that's usually called against a return team. You know, the low block, it had to be someone coming down on the kickoff coverage, like Bradshaw right there. You see him, Ahmad Bradshaw, and going low into the wedge. That's what I thought it would be. At one time, that was the way you played the wedge. You were a wedge buster, and you would just go in and bust up the wedge any way you can. Now you can't do it below the knee.
To the tune of 15 yards. You got Portis swinging to the outside, and he can't get around the corner. The Giants break it up. Sam Madison is there for the tackle. Loss of a couple. Here's Andrea.
Well, I asked Joe Gibbs about the wind, and he just shook his head. He said it's a crosswind. He said they're still going to throw it. They really need to mix it up. The one thing they need to work on this half, their pass protection. As for Tom Coughlin, he said he's trying not to let the wind affect his game plan. All he kept reflecting on was the things that they missed in the first half. He said if they can just make a couple of those small plays, they can get their confidence back.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Second down and 12. The ball is at the 48-yard line. In the opening minute of the third quarter. Play action to buy time. Collins then throws, and the pass is complete, and that's caught by Chris Cooley to the 34-yard line. And you have some Redskin fans here going Cooley, and that's a first down, gain of 15.
You know, it all starts off with good pass protection, and watch the protection that Todd Collins gets here. It's a little play action pass, then he can get back, step up, and wait for Chris Cooley to come across the field. I kind of like the Redskins' plan. I mean, they, just like they said, they wanted to get the ball big to Santana Moss, get it to Chris Cooley, and then run it with Quentin Portis.
His 59th catch of the year. Cooley is their leading receiver. Now Collins is going to dump it off underneath as he checks it down, and that's Mike Sellers, the fullback, looking like Edwin Moses and taking the ball to the 14-yard line, hurdling over Craig Dahl, and it's a 1st and 10 at the New York 14 after a gain of 19 yards.
You know, again, and it started off with good pass protection. Watch Stephon Heyer here blocking Michael Strahan. I thought that was going to be a mismatch, but Heyer is doing a pretty good job. This whole Redskin offensive line is doing a good job of protecting Todd Collins.
That was like a trackman's hurdle move. Portis, he'll take it to the 5-yard line, and finally Dockery is able to stop him. Every time I see somebody hurdle like that, I think about Edwin Moses, the great hurdler. I mean, that's a big time hurdle move.
Right, and that's a 280-pound guy. Yeah. I mean, that's not one of those little 180, 190-pound wide receivers or defensive backs. That's a 280-pound fullback slash H-back slash tight end slash good blocker.
Maybe I should start using Ronaldo Nehemiah. There was a world-class hurdler who actually played in the NFL for the 49ers. Now you got Portis busting his way into the end zone. So it starts with a run back, a penalty, and a couple of big plays, and he spins the ball in the end zone as Portis goes in for the touchdown to make it 22-3.
Yeah, we were talking about this drive, and the whole thing was about the offensive line. I mean, they did their pass protection job, and then they come. Look at how they seal that run. They just seal off that inside, and Portis just hits it right.